Plus.
This is where I get to spend a lot of my life. It's called the scoring stage. It's where the music and the movie come together for the very first time. The director, the composer, the producer, and the artist form the ultimate collaboration. It's called the score. But when the day is over, and after the musicians have gone, there are always a few of us who stay behind and hang out. And that's my favorite time. We pull up a few chairs, open a bottle of wine, and talk about the work we've just done, the stuff we should have done, and the ones that got away. And that's the score. Tonight, we're joined by the Academy and Emmy Award-winning director, Sydney Pollack. 8-time Grammy Award-winning composer, Dave Grusin. And Oscar-winning songwriters Marilyn and Alan Bergman, with musical guests Stephen Bishop and Peter Cincotti, all held down by the Rob Mathis Quartet. Excuse me? So you guys know each other a long time, right? You've worked 25 years or more together?
Yeah, 73. So 28 years.
That's nice. That's a nice run. I mean,
but my first movie was Quincy scored,
right.
And he was a piano player.
Slender Thread.
Slender Thread. In 65, and I remember the theme. It was a
great theme. I remember this.
Beautiful theme that you played a solo on. Yeah.
You were schooled as a jazz musician, or you were schooled as a classical guy?
Classical. I grew up in a classical family. My father was a violinist. I started to go wrong somewhere around 13 or 14 years old. But being a jazz musician just sort of happened, I guess, without the real passion that I needed to pull up roots and go to 52nd Street and starve for a bunch of years in New York in order to play jazz. I never did that. I got into
it. It can be arranged.
I got waylaid into film interest, really when I started thinking about wanting to write music. And I looked at what was going on out in Hollywood, out here, as sort of a last frontier of possibility of writing original music. It looked like it was wide open. I mean, there were tons of films being made, and I had some heroes in those years that I thought, man, if I could do that, I could do that. Right. If I could get in the door and have that kind of life, that was very interesting. It was long before I realized what Hollywood was really all about.
I know you were an actor when you started, right?
Well, I was a very, very unsuccessful actor. I mean, I had a kind of fantasy that I wanted to, for 20 minutes to be an actor, but I really ended up making a living teaching acting. Indirectly, that's what led to the directing somehow. It was all this teaching. I started to occasionally get a job as a sort of a, they called them dialogue directors. Really what you did is you ran lines with people, but I had a little bit more responsibility because I had this teaching background, and I got hired occasionally by directors to work with less experienced actors to kind of coach them a little bit. And that's really how it started. I came out here with John Frankenheimer when he had his first film in the early 60s, and it was a film with Burt Lancaster in it. And it was really Burt Lancaster who just sat me down and said, you know, you ought to be a director.
Really?
And I was sort of insulted because I thought, he's probably saying, the way you look, you'll never have a career as an actor. You know?
God. Your beginnings in film.
In film?
Yeah.
I snuck into film through doing live television in the early 60s with Andy Williams.
Remember?
And then I got a call from Bud Yorkin and Norman Lear to see if I wanted to do a film, my first film. And I was so lucky to, people ask you how do I get started writing? I'm a composer, I want to write film scores. I don't know anybody, any two people that did it the same way. You just sort of you sort of float along in some kind of passivity and try to keep working, try to get gigs, and then something happens and you get a break like that. So it was phenomenal for me.
Was that Divorce American Style?
Divorce American Style.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a fun picture.
It was a fun picture, and I did my best to live that style for some years after that.
Some of us know that. I didn't do too bad either. Hard as a Lonely Hunter.
Well, it's probably the first what I would say is like a real dramatic score. I would say, yeah, that's the first chance I had to really try to do what I grew up thinking was serious film music.
That's the score that I listened to that made me, you know, so aware of Dave.
Do you want to hear that
I'd
theme?
love to.
Okay. I do.
I'm not
Thank
for
you.
that.
This is from a long time ago.
Yeah, man.
When we return, Sidney talks about the serious side of Tootsie, and Stephen Bishop sings It Might Be You, right here on The Score.
Is it gay in here, or is it just Trio? Ooh. Trio presents an alternative TV lifestyle. The Outzone.
I like men about me, I really do.
Come out, every Saturday night.
Kim is a homosexual.
Is that all? Nothing but dames, divas, lots of drama, and at least one old flame. Spend Saturday nights in the Out Zone every weekend at 9 Eastern, only on Trio. Pop Culture TV.
Are you a film fan or film fanatic? I'm Amy Sedaris, and I'm a film fanatic. That's why Trio's asked me to host their Film Fanatic double features. Real film fanatics love all types of films. Blockbusters, cult classics, and indie films. Many movies. Watch Trio, the only network with all the films you love. Trio's Film Fanatic double features every Saturday and Sunday at 1 Eastern. Only on Trio. Pop Culture TV. Did you get it?
Trio is Pop Culture TV.
It's an ugly haircut.
Every weeknight at 9, watch another story from the front lines of pop culture on 9 Sharp.
I don't enforce morals, I enforce laws.
So many people wind up resenting teen pop stars.
To hear the truth is offensive to many people, but it's necessary sometimes.
9 Sharp. Every weeknight at 9 Sharp. Only on Trio. Pop Culture TV. We love Classic Dave because he reads viewer mail.
Other shows don't answer their viewer mail.
He's tight with Larry Bud Melman.
It will thrill you. It may shock you.
He never forgets a top 10 list.
We're doing top 9 lists all week long to save money.
And he's careful not to offend his guests.
Do you think that that's the question we save for black guests?
Yeah. Dave really wants you to watch.
We have to get on with the hugging.
Classic Dave in primetime every weeknight at 10 Eastern. Only on Trio. Pop Culture TV. Trio is Pop Culture TV, the only network obsessed with pop culture.
24 hours, it's just not enough.
And we're taking that obsession to the web. Trio Plus, designed exclusively for broadband.
We love it. We love you guys.
Go to triotv.com/plus to see what you can't see anywhere else, like classic Mr. Bill, exclusive interviews, and award-winning short films.
It's all mixed flavors.
Get more of pop culture's best. Go to Trio Plus, triotv.com/plus.
お控えなすって。アンさんからお控えなさい。それでは仁義になりません。まずアンさんからお控えなすって。言葉に甘えて控えさせていただきます。早速のお控えありがとうございます。ご一等さん、ごめんこむります。私、生まれは関西です。当時住居は神田におります。都政につきましては親なし子なしの一匹狼です。清兵衛の義加藤二郎と申します。よろしくお頼申します。ご丁寧に恐れ入ります。
The first film Dave scored for me was in 1973. I had this sort of strange film, which was kind of a culture clash between the West and East. It took place mostly in Japan.
We should say it was called the Yakuza.
Yeah, Yakuza. The Yakuza. And the Yakuza refers to a kind of modern gangster, if you will, but with the ritualized, very ritualized, and they're tough. And the thing that was wonderful about what Dave did was that he gave me a score that truly felt and sounded Japanese without being too strange for a Western ear. I mean, it felt Asian, it felt Oriental, it felt Japanese, and it also felt melodically satisfying.
He was born a Japanese boy. I know that.
I always look for the geography of the piece I'm working with, of the film I'm working with, because I found if I can attach some cultural sensibility to it, it's easier for me to find my way through musically. So when we did Havana, that was a slam dunk. We knew what that music, the culture of that music was. Condor.
3 Days at the Condor.
3 Days at the Condor this is another
I love this
example.
movie, so I'm going to ask all the questions about it.
Condor, which was a kind of a CIA thriller mystery, had this kind of weird, dark atmosphere to it, and it's a contemporary score, it's a contemporary story. So what is contemporary? Well, let's use a little R&B groove to it.
Well, it gave it so much energy. I mean, that's the other thing he did with that score, is he gave it a heartbeat. He pushed the picture, which I needed him to do, which he did great. I mean, from the first cue, in the very beginning, when the main titles are coming on, there's a pulse in it, and that's the R&B sound. There's a drive. Something is driving.
Does that get you into trouble though, on a dramatic picture?
It got him into trouble at the preview because people were tapping their feet, and he started worrying about you know, what are they listening? What are they doing? Are they getting this film, or are they listening to this cue? I have seen this thing in intervals of 5 or 10 years since we did it.
Right.
I love this picture better now than I did when it was new.
But like you do Tootsie, for instance, which is, you know, 180 out from this other picture, and now you're dealing with that sensitivity of how do you know when the laugh will work? How long does it work? Where does the music cue work?
I think the trick for me with Tootsie was not doing it like a comedy.
Right.
I mean, now you can't always hang that over to the music necessarily, but I didn't want any ba-dum-bum, you know. No, I didn't want any punches, you know. Right. He does a joke and you got, you know, or whatever. None of that. As a matter of fact, there's a very good actor in that film called Dabney Coleman, who played Jessica Lange's sort of chauvinistic boyfriend. And when we did do a preview the first time, it was an invited audience at the studio. And I heard Dabney, about 5 rows behind me, laughing out loud like he was shocked. You know, it was big laughs. And he came up to me afterwards, he said, "Hey man, it's funny." And I said, "Yeah, it's supposed to be funny, it's a comedy." You know? And he said, "Well, hell, nobody was laughing when we were shooting it," and we weren't. There was not a laugh on the set ever, you know. We were doing it like Chekhov or something, you know, because the situation was preposterous.
Wait a minute. Wait. I knew in town and I'm awfully lonely. I wondered if you wouldn't mind buying me lunch. Wait, hold on. You can't come. Gregory, this was. Stop! George. It's
Michael Dorsey, okay? Your favorite client.
How are you?
Last time you got me a job, it was a tomato.
Oh, no. Yeah? No. Swear to God?
Michael.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I begged you to get some therapy. Dressing up in women's clothes it doesn't take much brains to direct that. You put on the clothes and it's funny, you know, up to a point. But the escalation of that into some other idea, which lands in some way, that's very much supported by what gets written musically.
Something's telling me it might be you. It's telling me it might be you. All of my life.
How about the song? How does it come into the picture for you?
Well, originally Dave and I talked, and I said, you know, we need a song, and Dave, in his usual modest way, said, well, maybe we should get some songwriters.
You know, the interesting thing about It Might Be You, this was written for a montage that told a story in 3/4 of a song that probably would have taken 10 minutes
a film
to talk about if it were straight acting and straight dialogue and story. And this was amazing to me that it worked the way it did.
Maybe you wouldn't mind
Are you ready to do that?
Sure, I'm ready. And so is Stephen Bishop.
I must say that I can't tell you how many friends of mine have hit me up to do the song at weddings.
Yeah.
And I even had to sing it at my own wedding, and I told my ex-wife, I don't want to do this, and, you know.
It might be you, but it probably isn't.
That's right. Anyway, so we're going to do it now.
Great.
And this should be fun.
Okay.
Treat for me.
I've been passing time, watching trains go by. All of watching seabirds fly, wishing there would be someone waiting home for me. Something's telling me it might be you. Yeah, it's telling me it might be you. So many quiet walks to take, so many dreams to wake, and we've so much love to make. I think we're gonna need some time. Maybe all we need is time, and it's telling me might be you. All of my life. I've been saving love songs and lullabies, and there's so much more no one's ever heard before. Well, something's telling me it might be you. Yeah, it's telling me it must be you. And I'm feeling it'll just be you all of my life. It's you. It's you. I've been waiting for all of my life. It's you. It's you. It's you. It's you. Hey girl, baby, it's you. I've been waiting for all of my life.
Very good.
Thank you.
Yes, Stephen. Coming up, Oscar-winning songwriters Marilyn and Alan Bergman talk about The Way We Were and an intimate performance by Peters and Cotty on The Score.
1, 2, 3.
It's like a game show where you have to dress up.
How can you be 47 and still be relevant?
Nothing is off limits. Nothing. Now, this war thing, is there any way we can punch it up?
We've been doing this our whole career. We just pushed it.
It's the stuff we look at, listen to, and can't wait to talk about. And it's all on Trio. Pop Culture TV.
From beautiful downtown Burbank.
Before SNL.
One ringy-dingy.
Before Monty Python. There was...
Sock it to me, sock it to me.
Sock it to me!
Sock it to me, honey.
Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In. And all May, Trio's Socking It To You with the groundbreaking comedy show.
Very interesting.
You can say that again.
It's a month of sex, smoking, and politics.
Sock it to me?
Laugh-In. All May, every weeknight on Trio. Pop Culture TV. Trio is Pop Culture TV, the only network obsessed with pop culture.
24 hours, it's just not enough.
And we're taking that obsession to the web. Trio Plus, designed exclusively for broadband.
We love it. We love you guys.
Go to triotv.com/plus to see what you can't see anywhere else, like classic Mr. Bill exclusive interviews, and award-winning short films.
It's all mixed flavors.
Get more of pop culture's best. Go to Trio Plus, triotv.com/plus.
So obviously the platform becomes more expanded here with our...
Definitely.
I sound like one of those old hosts who says, my dear friends, Marilyn and Alan Bergman. It was kind of a reunion here working with Stephen Bishop and David.
This is a reunion.
This is a reunion.
Sitting here with four of the guys I like best in the world.
We go back a long time.
Where'd you guys get together?
These two, you mean?
No, we know about them, right? Or
Well, the first time I ever met Dave, he was conducting the Andy Williams show. And I had a song I wanted Andy Williams to sing, and I went to see Dave. He was sitting at the piano, and I said, I have this song, you know, you don't know me or anything, and he said, just put it there.
Well, that and the second time was when he was married in a house, I think.
That's No, we had written a piece for Divorce American Style. I remember we wrote a long...
That's right. We wrote a cantata.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did.
You guys are songwriters, and so do you write for the picture?
Yeah.
You know, people think you sit down at the piano every day and you write a song.
No. No, I mean, writing a song for a movie, the main consideration is what's the function of the song? I mean, why is it there? Because it has to be, in some way, an extension of the screenplay. It has to be some way part of the fabric of the movie.
It can't be about what it's about.
First of all, the images are the most powerful things anyway. So any words, whether they be spoken or sung, are going to get blown away by the power of the image.
I think songs are very difficult in movies.
Right.
Really difficult.
I don't think they work that often.
They don't work most of the time. I mean, these songs are special in that they do work. I mean, stuff like The Way We Were and those kind of songs, those really work in a movie. But if you're going to stop a movie in the middle of it and suddenly have a voice that isn't one of the characters in the movie, another voice, how do you make that work?
There's a whole other dimension, and these guys, I've seen it time and time again. I don't know how they do it. They don't act like they're doing anything special when they're working. They're just trying to get some good rhymes and some good thoughts, and they toss stuff back and forth. I have a terrible time sitting in the same room with lyric writers doing the music with them. But they're phenomenal.
We never write sitting in a room with a composer.
No, but with each other. And I've heard you do your dialogue. That's hilarious. I mean, if anybody really knew what you guys said to each other.
Because
share that with us. What does that mean?
Because, well, first of all, we've been doing it a long time.
Right.
Okay. Sanctified by marriage. But you have to not be afraid to say anything stupid in order to get to where you want to go. I may say something really dumb and off the point that could throw him. No. Yeah. It can throw him into something, and then he'll say something, and it sends me somewhere. It's like pitching and catching, and
one is the creator, one is the editor, and that role, the role changes. You know.
But that to me is what the collaborative point is, that people don't understand. Like if you're sitting here now,
right?
We're all talking. Eventually, this talk gets into the things we do together. Or, I mean, I've spent a lot of time with the two of you.
Yes, you have,
in different collaborations and
yes.
different worlds. I mean, the obvious one to ask you, which we're all friends with Barbra Streisand at this little circle. I mean, here you got a song like The Way We Were.
I was really worried about that because I was afraid to have Barbra Streisand in a Barbra Streisand picture singing in what was a drama. She'd done Funny Girl and all these, those were musicals. And I wanted to be very clear that I wasn't making a musical. You know, I was making a straight ahead drama. It couldn't be a formally structured song where she's singing all the time. So it had to be a combination of humming sometimes and laying out. sometimes. And again, it's a little bit like a style thing. It became a way to go back in time and do main titles. And it was very important that it be designed so that it could breathe and you could push dialogue through it.
Memories light the corners of my mind.
So it was an odd sort of structure. What really happened was Marvin Hamlish came in and auditioned. And he was not very well known at that time. He had done a couple of pictures, but he wasn't the household word. And he auditioned this piece, and it sounded pretty, and it sounded okay. There were no lyrics yet. We went to Marilyn and Alan to do the lyrics, and we started to talk about where it would go and how to lay it against this main title, how to structure it so that it didn't have to be sung straight through.
There was a real function to this song as a corridor back into time. It took you back.
Yeah. It was the weirdest structure of any movie I've ever done, which is it begins now, and then it flashes back for an entire act. The entire first act is a flashback. It catches up to itself and goes forward in now time, and then it goes forward to years from now in Hollywood. So this was a very peculiar piece. It's what took us back and let us do all of these titles. And by the time you finish the titles, you know everything.
So let me introduce a young artist that I just recently met about a month ago, named Peter Cincotti, who is very elderly. He's 18 now.
So he really
but
knows
the generation,
about the way he was.
Remember, he was probably not, or was being born when this music came around. What was the year of the picture?
72.
Yeah, not a chance close. That he was here.
Not even close.
Peter?
72?
Yeah,
72.
72.
1972.
So here's Peter Cincotti.
Memories light the corners of my mind. Misty watercolored memories of the way we were. Scattered pictures of the smiles we left behind, smiles we gave to one another for the way we were. Can it be that it was all so simple then? Or has time rewritten every line? And if we had the chance to do it all again, tell me, would we? And could we? Memories may be beautiful, and yet what's too painful to remember? We simply choose to forget. So it's the laughter the way we were. The way we were.
Incredible, man. Very good. Great.
Thank you.
Stick around. Sydney teaches us how to spot a film, and Dave talks about The Firm when the score returns.
Hey, Peter.
We're ready, Captain.
Wheel.
Check.
Inflated movie.
Check.
Dad, do you know where you're going?
OnStar, can I help you?
Check.
We named it the Max. J.D. Power and Associates named it the most appealing entry mid-size car. Chevy Malibu Max, an American revolution.
Uh-oh, little one, the role is bare. Your mama's got some she can share. Is that enough? Yeah, you can be sure. With Charmin Ultra, less is more. When we say less is more, less is more. More absorbent than the regular Ripple brand for sure. What you used to love, now you're gonna adore. With Charmin Ultra, now that feels good. Less is more. Ultra. Charmin.
Is it gay in here, or is it just Trio?
Ooh.
Trio presents an alternative TV lifestyle. The Outzone.
I like men about me, I really do.
Come out every Saturday night.
Kim is a homosexual.
Is that all? Nothing but dames, divas, lots of drama, and at least one old flame.
Hey.
Spend Saturday nights in the Outzone every weekend at 9 Eastern, only on Trio. Pop Culture TV.
Are you a film fan or film fanatic? I'm Amy Sedaris, and I'm a film fanatic. That's why Trios asked me to host their Film Fanatic double features. Real film fanatics love all types of films. Blockbusters, cult classics, and indie films. Many movies. Watch Trio, the only network with all the films you love. Trio's Film Fanatic double features every Saturday and Sunday at 1 Eastern. Only on Trio. Pop Culture TV. Did you get it?
The audience probably doesn't. Would you do windmills? So, Sydney, let's talk about when the two of you, if you're working together, how you spot the picture.
What you do is you go into a room where you can control a work print of the picture backwards and forwards, basically. And you usually go in with a music editor who can make very, very specific notes. And what you're doing essentially is deciding where a piece of music is needed, but you're deciding precisely where it will start and where it will stop and what the nature of it is. And sometimes you have a clear idea as a director, and sometimes you don't have the faintest idea. You just know that's a music cue. And sometimes you don't see a cue, and the composer will say to you, and I like to start here. And I say, oh, no kidding, are you going to play something there? And he'll say, yeah, I think if I do this, or whatever. So he gets very detailed notes then from the editor, who recaps everything we've said, because then he's going to work with a cassette and a piano to write the music, and he's going to have the notes that say, it starts when he sets the water glass down. We start the cue, and we end the cue when Phil asks the next question, as soon as it starts. And a lot of times he'll say, don't start it there. I mean, he's very big on waiting, and I've learned that from him, and it's good.
Great thing.
I mean, yeah, because it's so much better where you're not leading. It's less manipulative. You kind of don't know it's starting.
You guys did an incredible movie called Havana. to me, the obvious comes up, and you say, okay, bunch of Cuban music, and yet it isn't at all.
Oh, no. I think it's one of the best scores I've ever heard to a movie.
It's incredible.
This was the night they announced, it was the New Year's Eve of either 58 or 59. We're not sure of the dates. The night they announced the abdication of Batista when Castro was taking over Cuba.
It was December 31st, 1958, went into January 1st of 59.
Right.
And it was such a hard feeling of a combination of panic and exuberance and confusion. All of these things were going on at the same time, but he did it. He wrote a piece that was so incredible.
You want to look at it? It would help.
Oh, you got it.
Beautiful.
Yeah. This is technology here. Amazing.
He did an incredible score to that movie.
And then you make a picture like The Firm, and controversially people say, what are you, crazy? Just a piano score?
Well, that was very controversial until he did it, until he wrote it, you know.
But isn't it, you must have had some doubt.
I was the one with the doubts. He was the one that said, no, I know it's going to work. And I thought, yeah, okay, but I better put the piano part on a multi-track tape with 46 other tracks open, because I know we're going to add an orchestra to this thing. And he kept saying, no, this is going to be fine. And I said, doesn't sound like it has enough power. No, we'll figure that out. We'll mix it right. And I must say, it's the only reason it ended up all piano is this guy.
That score makes such a major contribution to that film. It sets a tone from the moment the picture starts. And there's no way we could have done it with an orchestra. I can't say there's no way, but I could never hear an orchestra. It's a thriller. Well, what do you have, thriller music? What is that?
Yeah.
Right.
And then I said to the producer, I'd like to try to do this all just with Dave and the piano. And there was this long pause. And he said, well, you talking about the chase stuff too? And I said, yeah. We can do the chase stuff. We can do the love theme. We can do.
Could you play some of that for us?
Let's go to the
I
piano.
don't know if I can.
Sure, you don't know if you can play them?
Play the blues if you run out.
Well, that's what.
Oh man, he did a couple
see.
of blues
Right.
in that were great. Ray's Blues.
When we return, Alan Bergman performs one of his Oscar-winning standards, The Windmills of Your Mind, right here on The Score.
At Geico, we're all about happy customers. In fact, our customer satisfaction is at 97%. But to get the other 3%, we're going door to door across America. What do your cats eat normally?
Well, you know, I have very special cat food for them, but also I like to give them fresh things.
We've met some fascinating people in this great land of ours and hope to have 100% satisfaction very soon.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
From beautiful downtown Burbank.
Before SNL.
One ringy dingy.
Before Monty Python. There was...
Sock it to me, sock it to me.
Sock it to me! Sock it to me, honey!
Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In. And all May, Trio's Sockin' It To You with the groundbreaking comedy show.
Very interesting.
You can say that again.
It's a month of sex, smoking, and politics.
Sock it to me?
Laugh-In. All May, every weeknight on Trio. Pop Culture TV. Trio is Pop Culture TV, the only network obsessed with pop culture.
24 hours, it's just not enough.
And we're taking that obsession to the web. Trio Plus, designed exclusively for broadband.
We love it. We love you guys.
Go to triotv.com/plus to see what you can't see anywhere else, like classic Mr. Bill, exclusive interviews, and award-winning short films.
It's all mixed flavors.
Get more of pop culture's best. Go to Trio Plus, triotv.com/plus.
Incredible. Beauty. Beauty. Pivotal point in your life?
Well, yeah. In a sense, it was. It was definitely a pivotal point in rationalizing using my own instrument on a score, in terms of that amount of piano on a score. That was sort of new for me at that point. We were talking about the cultural and ethnic geography of score of music. For me, the fact that it took place in New England threw me into this kind of Protestant WASP area, almost like hymnal kind of stuff, you know, old puritanical chords and so forth.
Remember when you came to our house one evening, you were writing and you brought this theme and you said, I don't know about this, it's too simple, too churchy. And there were tears streaming down my face, so I said, well, I don't think I can.
Well, obviously, we all work with various people. So you never get to meet John Barry for so many years. And then you do Out of Africa, which is incredibly historic.
Oddly, what happened on Out of Africa was that I found myself doing my normal temp scoring. And I got halfway through it, and every cue was from some John Barry movie, most of which I hadn't seen. But I had stuff from Robin and Marian, and I had stuff from Mary Queen of Scots, and I had all these things, and I finally had almost the whole picture in rough cut, and I had all these John Barry cues. And I thought, geez, maybe I ought to go get John Barry.
Meet him.
Go to the source.
And so I was going back east to Vassar College, actually, to speak at some sort of a symposium, and I called John Barry and asked him to come and meet me at the college, and he came over and we talked for the first time. I told him a little bit about the picture, and then he came out to California to run it. And the poor guy, it was 3 hours long, and it was nothing but wall-to-wall John Barry music. So he's listening to his own scores from other pictures, and I kept saying, it's got to feel like that feeling, but, you know, be better in some way. So the poor guy was, he had a gun to his head.
But he nailed it.
He did a very good job. He did a great job.
As wonderful as your relationship is, and then you work with John, you do pretty good with Heaven Can Wait.
Thank you.
That's a terrific score.
Here's a case where we talk about the organic unity from reel one all the way through. Quincy Jones and I used to call each other constantly at 11 and 12 and 1 o'clock in the morning saying, well, I don't know what to do for this scene. And Quincy would say, well, what happened in reel 2? I'd say, I don't have that either. He said, well, as soon as you get reel 2, that'll really work in reel 10, you know? So we'd have these sympathetic conversations, but the fact is, you just search all the time for some hook to hang on to. And in the case of Heaven Can Wait, Warren had this character playing a soprano trying to play the soprano saxophone, not very well. But that was an instrument that was in the film, so I thought, there's an idea. Let's use the soprano saxophone as a solo instrument. So that's how that all started.
The thing that amazes me about the process is that the visceral part comes, and then the other side, which later on you're either accused of being a genius or not so good.
Yeah. When it works, you can rationalize it to pieces, you know. You can say, well, of course, that's because this and this and this, but in the creative process, you don't know if any of it's going to work until it's
But like Milagro, there's a score. I mean, you finally win an Academy Award.
Milagro Beanfield Wars.
Yeah, and I never know if you win the award for the right picture. Do you?
I won that award that year because John Williams had 2 major films up, and they were competing with each other for votes. So he canceled himself out with these 2 nominations. And this was sort of the one that was left.
Well, if we're going to deal with Oscar winners, I know how to say goodnight. Would you do Windmills? And we'll go goodnight.
Yes.
We'll go by the piano and see him.
Yes.
Come on, we'll embarrass him. Okay. It's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Boy, was that pretty.
Yeah. So he's going to sing Windmills of Your Mind from the Thomas Crown Affair, like you didn't know.
Round, like a circle in a spiral, like a wheel within a wheel, never ending or beginning on an ever-spinning reel, like a snowball down a mountain or a carnival balloon. like a carousel that's turning, running rings around the moon, like a clock whose hands are sweeping past the minutes of its face, and the world is like an apple whirling silently in space, like circles that you find in the windmills of your mind, like a tunnel that you follow to a tunnel of its own, down a hollow to a cavern where the sun has never shone, like a door that keeps revolving in a half-forgotten dream, or the ripples from a pebble someone tosses in a stream, like a clock whose hands are sweeping past the minutes of its face, and the world is like an apple whirling silently in space, like the circles that you find in the windmills of your mind, keys that jingle in your pocket, words that jangle in your head. Why does summer go so quickly? Was it something that you said? Lovers walk along the shore and leave their footprints in the sand. Is the sound of distant drumming just the fingers of your hand? Pictures hanging in a hallway and the fragment of a song. Half-remembered names and faces, but to whom do they belong? When you knew that it was over, you were suddenly aware that the autumn leaves were turning to the color of her hair. Like a circle in a spiral, like a wheel within a wheel, never ending or beginning on an ever-spinning reel. As the images unwind, like the circles that you find in the windmills of your mind.
It deserves an Oscar, man.
Beautiful.
This is where I get to spend a lot of my life. It's called the scoring stage. It's where the music and the movie come together for the very first time. The director, the composer, the producer, and the artist form the ultimate collaboration. It's called the score. But when the day is over, and after the musicians have gone, there are always a few of us who stay behind and hang out. And that's my favorite time. We pull up a few chairs, open a bottle of wine, and talk about the work we've just done, the stuff we should have done, and the ones that got away. And that's the score. Tonight we're joined by director Taylor Hackford, film composer James Newton Howard, songwriters Jeff Barry, Stephen Bishop, and Will Jennings, with musical guests Patty Austin and Jamie O'Neill, all held down by the Rob Mathis Quartet.
I was.
So this is my friend Taylor Hackford and my friend Jeff Barry. Our careers have crossed, and I'm so happy you're here. When did you guys start working together?
My first film was called The Idolmaker. I was hired to do a rewrite on this script. It was about the early days of rock and roll. It was actually about the making of teenage idols. And it was loosely based on the life of Bob Marcucci, who's a fantastic man and a very, very strong man with an incredible vision. He created the characters of Frankie Avalon and Fabian and was incredibly, wildly successful. He was the first one to really take them out of just the pop world and take them into movies and et cetera, et cetera. He had a big vision. So I got into this. I knew a bit about the history of rock and roll, and I wanted to deal with that kind of grassroots coming out of the, the gutter into the recording studio, as it were. Now, just put yourself in the point of view of a filmmaker. I got the studio. It's my first film. I'm begging to have an opportunity. I would have paid them for the opportunity to make a film. If you've made documentaries and worked in television for years, and you think, God, it's my dream, But they know it's a musical. I can't fool them. And I don't have any songs. So, enter Jeff Barry and his wife, Ellie Greenwich. Do Run Run, Be My Baby. These songs that were, plus the fact later, Leader of the Pack with the Shangri-Las, and, Do-Wah Diddy by, all these songs. Guess who wrote them? So Jeff Barry came into the picture.
I met with Taylor, and we hit it off. And I must say that it was everybody's first. I had never worked, this was a song score. I scored the film as well, but there's probably only 4 scenes where there's real score. The rest of it's street noise and didn't need score. But there's 15 songs that I had to create.
So I said to Jeff, listen, we want these songs. There's 2 different characters. These 2 characters are entirely different personalities. One is really a gavone, One is a guy who is very sexually active. He is a dangerous character. He is a character that Vinny, the character Vinny Vicari, who was the Ray Sharkey character, is trying to make into a teenage idol, who, while he's up there doing, he's been taught to tone it down, but of course afterwards he's taking the girls out and trying to, do them in the car, And then the second character, Cesare, who's found, who has he's more malleable, and at the same time he has a bigger talent. And that Jeff could then stretch out and create songs that were more dramatic, and we kind of build the film. So we sat and I described these to him, plus the fact I wanted to hit the era,
So I had 6 weeks to not only write them, but pre-record.
Pre-record, get demos, because I had to get my actors and say, all right, learn this. I want to learn it. I want you to learn it in such a way that when you are singing it, you're singing it with power. I can see your throat moving. You're really going to be pumping it out, even though it's to playback. And they had to learn that, and they had to have it so digested. So you put your schedule, you work your schedule, you shoot the dramatic scenes, and you save those performance moments until they've had an extra month while the shooting's going on to be ready.
But I had the best time, whether it was because it was everybody's first, so there were no egos. Everybody just wanted this to turn out great. I think it was a $5 million budget film?
No, it was a $3 million budget.
$3 million. Okay. Lunch cost $3 million in today's films, right? Right? Craft services. Well, $3 million would be a good budget for that. But I got to help design some of the, what would he do here? Well, the Memphis scene where it stacks up and ends up with a choir singing. I got to write some dialogue. It was great. We had just had the best time. We were running downtown and playing him a song. We'd find a piano somewhere. But creatively, the challenge for me was, there was a scene where Vinny brings Tommy D to a DJ show upstate New York.
Oh, yeah.
And when you come into the scene, there is another act performing. And that act can't be as good as Tommy is, but yet it has to be good enough to sound like it could be a hit. So that to me was the challenge. Not so much to try to write songs that sound hitty or that you could believe were hits, but to put everything in proper hit order.
Okay, kid, get him. Come on, now, you got it. Don't worry about it. Have a good time. You got it, baby.
Ooh, oh, yeah. You got that head-turning walk and just talking about it makes me want you again. But I am watching my step. I know my reputation. So you tell me when. You got everything I'd ever want. You got everything I'd ever need. So I'm coming to you, honey, with my love out in the lead. Oh, 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 I've been up, I've been down, I've been played with and pushed around. I've been in, I've been out, baby.
This time there ain't no doubt. Here is my love. Ooh,
here is my love.
That's the
single that came out and was going up the charts. And then everybody realized, wait a minute, the artist's name, not Jesse Fredericks, who really was the singer, not the name
Paul
of the
Land,
actor.
who was the actor.
It said on the Here Is My Love by Tommy D.
Tommy D. Who was the character in the film.
The record's going up the charts. Radio realizes there's no such person.
It was an amazing time.
But you know what? This fun we were having, and it was fun.
Yeah.
Work, pressure, deadlines, budgets, all of that stuff. But it was fun, and I think it translates into the film.
What's the other song you...
Sweet Little Lover.
Sweet Little Lover,
which is
another Tommy D song.
Yes.
You going to play?
Oh, I can do a little of it. And, yeah, it was like...
Sweet little lover, where are you going? Where are you going tonight? Come dance on the ceiling, high on the feeling. I see me holding you tight. Sweet little lover, be mine. Sweet little lover, let your light shine, yeah.
Oh, cool.
20 years.
But the thing is...
When we return, songwriters Will Jennings and Stephen Bishop join the conversation, and Patty Austin takes us up where we belong.
Is it gay in here, or is it just Trio? Ooh. Trio presents an alternative TV lifestyle. The Outzone.
I like men about me, I really do.
Come out every Saturday night.
Kim is a homosexual.
Is that all? Nothing but dames, divas, lots of drama, and at least one old flame. Spend Saturday nights in the Outzone. Every weekend at 9 Eastern, only on Trio. Pop Culture TV.
Are you a film fan or film fanatic? I'm Amy Sedaris, and I'm a film fanatic. That's why Trio's asked me to host their Film Fanatic double features. Real film fanatics love all types of films. Blockbusters, cult classics, and indie films. Many movies. Watch Trio, the only network with all the films you love. Trio's Film Fanatic double features every Saturday and Sunday at 1 Eastern. Only on Trio. Pop Culture TV. Did you get it?
Trio is Pop Culture TV.
It's an ugly haircut.
Every weeknight at 9, watch another story from the front lines of pop culture on 9 Sharp.
I don't enforce morals, I enforce laws.
So many people wind up resenting teen pop stars.
To hear the truth is offensive to many people, but it's necessary sometimes.
9 Sharp. Every weeknight at 9 Sharp. Only on Trio. Pop Culture TV. We love Classic Dave because he reads viewer mail.
Other shows don't answer their viewer mail.
He's tight with Larry Bud Melman.
It will thrill you. It may shock you.
He never forgets a top 10 list.
We're doing top 9 lists all week long to save money.
And he's careful not to offend his guests.
You think that that's the question we save for black guests?
Yeah. Dave really wants you to watch.
We have to get on with the hugging.
Classic Dave in primetime every weeknight at 10 Eastern. Only on Trio. Pop Culture TV.
No.
If you go away.
No, she didn't.
Didn't she?
So, Stephen,
You're Stephen Bishop.
That's...
And you're Will Jennings.
Me.
Two illustrious people in our lives. Many people's lives.
Artists, songwriters.
Yeah, combinations.
Jingle jangle.
Great songs are such an art form, and I think too often the general public doesn't understand. I mean, oh, it's an Elvis Presley song. Little they know Lieber Stoller wrote, these songs, or someone else. And the unsung heroes are sitting here. There are a lot of others, that create a kind of pantheon of great songwriters. But I, early on, and after Idolmaker, I got a job working on a film called An Officer and a Gentleman. There was no music budget for this film, zero. They'd come up with a score, whatever. I decided, as I said earlier, if I'm a child of rock and roll, if I'm a child of popular music, I think the characters in my films have to reflect me. And they were going to in that film. So all that said, I finished the film, I put all this music in, Paramount sees it, and they go, yeah, it's all right. You got to take all that music out. I said, what am I going to replace it with? And they said, well, you got no money, it's got to come out. So I screened the movie, the audience loved it, they could respond to the music, and Paramount went, I guess they have to leave it in. But these were all songs that I just kind of found. I wanted an original song at the end of the film. Chuck Kay, who was head of Warner Music,
Okay.
had a songwriter, a lyricist. He said, can I send a guy over? His name's Will Jennings. I meet him. Gonna see my movie. Good luck. Whatever. I don't even know what's gonna happen. Will sees the movie. I leave. I hear, Will liked the movie, and he thinks he can make a song on it. I said, well, we have to get somebody to write the music, and he's gonna do the lyrics. No. He'll take Jack Nietzsche's theme and make a song. And I'm going, well, I guess. On Monday morning, I come in, there's a demo there, and it's Up Where We Belong.
I said, just give me all the music in the film. And he got it to me, some cassettes, and I sat at home stitching and got the lyric, and I felt it. I'm very, if something doesn't touch me deep down, I can't fabricate it. But this one just was right there, and I was right there with it.
You don't want to leave out one important thing, though. That song got an Academy Award.
Sure it did.
I know, because it was up against the Tootsie song. and it won, and it was a big
He didn't do bad on the Titanic while we were at it.
Yeah, he did just fine.
Tears in Heaven. I mean, Will's got a long line.
One goes up, the other ship goes down.
Now, the thing that Will and I were talking about earlier is like a real compliment, is that there was a film came out this year, Moulin Rouge. Baz Luhrmann did. Terrific movie, terrific musical. I really liked it. Really interesting use of music. And he took songs that are part of the lexicon and used them. And there's a love montage, a love song montage. And you know what?
Love lifts us up where we belong. Get down, get down. Where eagles fly on a mountain high.
That montage, which I thought was an incredibly wonderful compliment. But that's how, it's like a strange little moment of how those things happen.
We should do the first song that came out of you guys.
Fabulous.
Here's Up Where We Belong, sung by Patty Austin and Rob Mathis.
Who knows what tomorrow brings in a world where few hearts survive?
All I know is the way I feel when it's real. I keep it alive. The road is long.
There are mountains
Coming up, 5-time Academy Award nominee James Newton Howard talks about his first big break with a little help from me right here on The Score.
That was beautiful.
Trio is Pop Culture TV, the only network obsessed with pop culture.
24 hours, it's just not enough.
And we're taking that obsession to the web. Trio Plus, designed exclusively for broadband.
We love it. We love you guys.
Go to triotv.com/plus to see what you can't see anywhere else, like classic Mr. Bill, exclusive interviews, and award-winning short films.
It's all mixed flavors.
Get more of pop culture's best. Go to Trio Plus, triotv.com/plus.
From beautiful downtown Burbank.
Before SNL.
One ringy dingy.
Before Monty Python. There was...
Sock it to me, sock it to me. Sock it to me!
Sock it to me, honey.
Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In. And all May, Trio's Sockin' It To You with the groundbreaking comedy show.
Very interesting.
You can say that again.
It's a month of sex, smoking, and politics.
Sock it to me?
Laugh-In. All May, every weeknight on Trio. Pop Culture TV.
1, 2, 3.
It's like a game show where you have to dress up.
How can you be 47 and still be relevant?
Nothing is off limits. Nothing.
Now, this war thing, is there any way we can punch it up?
We've been doing this our whole career. We just pushed it.
It's the stuff we look at, listen to, and can't wait to talk about. And it's all on Trio. Pop Culture TV.
So, this is where the host becomes one of the characters, because Phil Ramone...
Yeah, remind us how that happened, because as far as I'm concerned, my involvement with that picture was a Cinderella story.
Yeah.
It's so unlikely. It's so hard to get a song in a movie to begin with.
Yeah.
And I knew absolutely nothing about movies whatsoever, so I'm just trying to remind myself, did
Phil
you contact
Ramone was
me?
the music,
or?
I was the music producer.
He was the music coordinator, producer. He was the music director of the film. Okay, what I was saying to him is, I want all original songs. They have to fit integrally into this piece, but there are going to be several songs that these dancers have to dance to.
Right.
But the thing that the audience doesn't understand is that tap dancing and ballet dancing are so totally different that it's very hard for those dancers to dance together. You say, oh, well, Mikhail Baryshnikov and Gregory Hines, they're the greatest dancers of their kind in the world. Well, yeah, of their kind. But a tap dancer uses his legs from the knees down, and the ballet dancer uses the whole thing. And rhythmically, I wanted them to dance to pop music.
That's right.
We had a template.
Oh, yeah.
We basically had a rhythm track.
That's right.
That we had worked out ahead of time, that they kind of practiced to. Twyla Tharp was the choreographer. Mikhail and Gregory understood that they had to devise something that would work for both of them. So you have two consummate dancers with consummate egos. They both got to look good, and so they worked through it. Twyla worked with them, and we worked this kind of dance out to a rhythm track without the music. Now I'm saying to Phil, what have you got? Have you sent anything? What's happening? And finally, he shows up. He says, "I got this demo." All right. Well, obviously the songwriters, unbeknownst to me, to James Newton Howard and David Pack, who are they? All right. David Pack was the lead singer of Ambrosia, but I didn't know that from from anything. So, who are these guys? But I knew immediately that they got the rhythm track. Now, you tell how you found these guys and how that came about.
Well, we became acquainted on a failed picture, shall we say.
Well, I mean, listen, I was aware of your work, obviously, for a long time before we met, but...
I only knew him as the, quote, record producer, songwriter. And I knew I needed to call you, because your ability to understand how a song works and what the scene was critical.
One thing I was good at is following instructions, and I think that the instructions are very clear. I mean, I think that's one of the things about writing for film that makes it even possible to write for film, is because you have parameters put upon you, and with those parameters, it keeps you from wandering off into infinity. So I remember specifically, I think we talked on the phone, and you said there are there's a half time for the verse, and the chorus has to be double time.
Exactly.
And in a way, that's challenging, but on the other hand, it's kind of liberating because you know, well, you might as well not spend all your time going off in this direction because it can't be that. It has to be this, and then it has to be this. So.
He was given a recipe, he was given a sequence described, and had to deliver. But he delivered it in his song. Prove me wrong. And you know, the thing that happens about songs is, I call it the old hair on the arm test.
Right.
You know, if it works, the hair stands up on your arm. And I knew immediately that James, who has become one of the consummate film composers, delivered what we needed.
I think it was beginner's luck for me. I mean,
no.
Well,
but look, 3 years later, he hires you.
I happen to have seen a film called Promised Land. It wasn't, you know, that James had done. With Meg Ryan was in the film, various other people.
And Michael Hoffman directed it. Yeah.
And I liked the score, luckily. So on the basis of that, we met. On the basis of that, I realized that James Easterly, as a composer, was obviously extremely well trained. He wasn't just a pop songwriter, although that's all I'd known him. And you know, Everybody's All-American is a film, a very specific film about. It's about athletics, but it's really about something more. It's about America, and it's our love of success and our hatred of failure, and our need, our sickness of making people great. I mean, the celebrity and the fact that we've made people bigger than life. And then when they're finished doing it, then we want to, you know, we really want to throw them away.
So, James. Do you beg to get into this picture?
I did beg. Actually, when I think about that whole process of me, I was relentless. I don't think I could convince you until I actually wrote. I think I wrote several things in Santa Barbara, still didn't get it, and finally I wrote something that, quite frankly, I didn't believe in particularly. You know, your own perspective about your work is sometimes not very accurate. So I wrote a little piano piece, sent it over to you, and that kind of sealed the deal.
Yeah, but you know, I tell you, it's very hard. But I don't apologize for that, because you're basically in a situation where you're saying, I need to hear it. I've got to hear the voice of the drama.
You should play.
So ultimately,
I'd love to know what it sounded like.
These things.
How do you get the gig?
Stumbled my way through it. Now, I had to actually dig out the original sketches.
Well, I bet you did. You've done a few things since then.
And I'm going to try and read this without...
Are we going over it?
Sounding too terrible. This is actually, this was the Magnolia Flower sequence. So this was the two themes from the movie put together, but this was the original piece, I think, that I sent to you. Okay.
Forcing him to remember how to be a piano player.
Yeah, well, I forgot that a long time ago, but we'll give it a go.
It's beautiful.
Isn't that fabulous? You know, and in the middle of that, this is a film about the South. You know, they do it different in the South. And I don't know if you heard that little tiny Stephen Foster turn
Well,
in
it's in
there.
here, although I completely blew it out of the park.
Yeah, it's
but,
fantastic.
With the D natural, it's even better. And it's this kind of... and that stuff in strings was really
sure.
cool.
It's beautiful, and you can hear, you know, the important thing about a film like this, which I hope, you know, what I was trying to do, what we were all trying to do, is make it emotional. It is an emotional film. I'm not afraid of emotion. Don't want to make it sentimental, but that's emotional music, and you feel that, and you know, when people, you know, there's not dialogue. It's like, you know, that's what film music does. Film music gives you a sense of the emotion in a piece, and what you can do is try to keep it as dry as possible and let the music, you know, bring the tear.
Let's go to that moment. It's right up here.
That's not why I played this game. I played it because I loved it. And Babsy, I've had a lot to love in my life. But because of you, I am the luckiest man that ever lived.
Let's go home, precious.
Stick around. James Newton Howard takes us on an exclusive visit to his studio when the score returns.
So I throw in the same cue.
Ready, Captain.
Wheel.
Check.
It's like movie.
Check.
Dad, do you know where you're going?
OnStar, can I help you?
Check.
We named it the Max. J.D. Power and Associates named it the most appealing entry mid-size car. Chevy Malibu Max, an American revolution.
Monday, Las Vegas is all new.
Ooh, hello to you too.
With guest star Ashanti and her billionaire boyfriend, John Lovitz.
I'm buying the Montecito.
And if you think that's big news, you gotta see this.
Good morning, Angel. Come on, dog!
All new Las Vegas, NBC Monday.
Is it gay in here, or is it just Trio?
Ooh.
Trio presents an alternative TV lifestyle. The Outzone.
I like men about me, I really do.
Come out every Saturday night.
Kim is a homosexual.
Is that all? Nothing but dames, divas, lots of drama, and at least one old flame. Hey. Spend Saturday nights in the Outzone. Every weekend at 9 Eastern, only on Trio. Pop Culture TV.
Are you a film fan or film fanatic? I'm Amy Sedaris, and I'm a film fanatic. That's why Trio's asked me to host their Film Fanatic double features. Real film fanatics love all types of films. Blockbusters, cult classics, and indie films. Many, many, many movies. Watch Trio, the only network with all the films you love. Trio's Film Fanatic double features every Saturday and Sunday at 1 Eastern. Only on Trio. Pop Culture TV. Did you get it?
Trio is Pop Culture TV, the only network obsessed with pop culture.
24 hours, it's just not enough.
And we're taking that obsession to the web. Trio Plus, designed exclusively for broadband.
We love it. We love you guys.
Go to triotv.com/plus to see what you can't see anywhere else, like classic Mr. Bill, exclusive interviews, and award-winning short films.
It's all mixed flavors.
Get more of pop culture's best. Go to Trio Plus, triotv.com/plus.
Now that's an interesting problem, but we finished the score. I want a title sequence. Now this is trust, all right? We worked together, we worked through the score, we've scored the picture, there's no time left, the title sequence is coming late. I'm incredibly busy trying to finish the picture off with special effects, and I hear his score to that title sequence on the stage as we're dropping it in.
Oh, wow.
And it knocked me out. It was like he's in my head. That's the thing that happened in Devil's Advocate.
Could you take us out to...
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these cues are most of the score is actually so, it's very difficult to demonstrate on piano, so I think a really good idea would be to go to the studio and look at it on the synthesizers and on the sequences there. This is a cue where I think the salient idea here is that the offal material really has hit the proverbial fan here. This is when there have been a number of very eerie things that have gone down between Keanu Reeves and his wife, and their marriage has deteriorated over time, and the idea, I think the audience has started to get a hold of, is that whoever is doing all these horrible things, we probably suspect it's Al, probably wants to get her out of the way. I think that the most important thing about this cue is he really starts to understand, maybe not that there's a supernatural evil force at work, but that his wife has gone over the deep end, whether it's because of supernatural forces or because she has just lost her mind. Anyway, having said that, is basically the situation. It starts off, just kind of sets a stage for his real sense of disbelief about what's going on. It's primarily orchestral in the beginning, but there are a couple of kind of odd resonances that are included in it. This kind of sound, which is my friend screaming again, is something I created for the movie and sort of use it in different incantations. He's doing all kinds of disgusting guttural sounds. Anyway, so it starts off basically...
It was a dream.
We have to be in sync for it to work. And there
Not
it goes.
a dream if it's true. Look,
so
let's get you undressed in the tub.
This device here is essentially synchronized with the video with what's called SMPTE time code, and this is a numerical reading of that which corresponds to what's out in the picture.
Okay,
All right, so there's the end of kind of the first piece.
Why? What is it now? Did you like the green?
And she follows it with a total non sequitur, starts talking about the wallpaper.
I'm calling the doctor.
At which point he's starting to get very frustrated, and then she says, "They took my ovaries."
They took my ovaries and told you right here. Marianne, it was a nightmare. It didn't happen.
There's something very sad about that. I think it's because her aloneness now is so complete that that's what really I responded to in that particular sequence. Here is a wistful moment where she's sort of thinking about her sister.
When she was 45, you could have set a clock.
More fuel for the fire. She's trying to convince him.
What are you talking?
And then this is the moment of truth.
Kevin, I can't have children.
She says, "I can't have babies," and instead of of writing something like, oh, poor, she can't have babies. We don't want to write that. What we want to write is, you mean this isn't totally a figment of your imagination? You can't have babies? It's like, this guy is a presence in our life. He's really here. And now,
You're gonna leave me, aren't you?
Chapter 3, she knows he's gonna leave, or she thinks he's gonna leave. And this is just not crazy emotion here. This is just, she has a sense of clarity, and she sees herself, and she understands
no,
it.
Kevin, it's these monsters.
She's trying to
I dreamt about this.
convince him that it's not her, that it's really something
Listen
outside
to
of her.
me. No, you gotta listen
Here comes
to
the
me.
solo boy choir. He was saying something in Latin. Ultimately, I forgot what it was. And then she realizes it's inevitable. Inevitable.
Yeah.
This is about her, even though it's on him.
I knew the DA was holding out on us.
It's about her. She knows that it's over for her.
Wow.
So basically, it's funeral chords at the end. It's over. And that's it.
Incredible.
You know, that's an interesting name for a cue. A lost my ovaries cue.
They've stolen my ovaries.
They've stolen my ovaries. Yeah. Very, very dramatic sequence for Charlize and Keanu. But I want to, before we go on to the next cue, I want to just discuss this process because, as I said, James was in at the beginning. He read the script. I hadn't started shooting yet. I said, you're my composer. Here's the script. It's a gestation period. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to send me themes. Let it digest. When I have the editor's assembly, I invite James. You don't usually do that with your composer. I want him to see it, kind of naked, as it were. Yeah. When I finished my cut of the movie, James was there. He would, come in. He was working on other projects. He comes in. He sees it. Now, this can be a rather sobering experience because you have big effect sequences with no effects in them. There's nothing kind of more bald-faced than looking at something and going, "God, that doesn't work." Well, it'll work when you get the effects, but you're asking the people to take the leap of faith, and it's a challenge.
Well, I think that for me, the challenging part was that the film was constantly operating on a number of levels. I mean, it wasn't just a scary thriller. It was it had scary things in it. It was a very exciting movie, but it also had a tongue-in-cheek kind of wit about it and that had to be addressed and shouldn't be obliterated by an over-earnest score. So I mean, that was a fine line that I was very aware of. There was the lovemaking sequence, for instance, a sequence where it's a very sensuous portrayal of two people making love, but there are really weird, scary things happening at the same time. So two things operating simultaneously there. Sound design issues where, the score, per our conversations, that we would like the score to really have a sound and not just a theme. In fact, probably more a sound and a texture, to be driven by those things more than thematic. And at the same time, trying to blend sound design with sort of more traditional orchestral elements. So, it's a wonderful, it was a challenge, but a tremendous opportunity. When we were looking at it, I remember the first time with Tony and you and I in the screening room, and I think all the blood drained from my face because it was, it was terrifying. I mean, to think of, what had to go into this movie before it was going to be finished from my perspective. I mean, what the potential of the music is.
But I also think that, the important thing to mention to your point, there's a collaborator of mine named Per Halsberg. He's a sound effects and a very, very talented sound effects designer.
Fantastic.
Now, you bring a sound effects guy in, and it's like James could say, hey, don't step on my stuff. Per could say, I'm coming in, and the way I work is that, Per is a very talented guy, so is James. Meet. I'm going to use effects in this. I also don't want you to step on the score. And from that moment on, these two guys collaborated.
But that's fantastic. Why it works, because you and choices were made. You made a choice that, this scene is going to be effects driven. This scene is going to be music driven. And you weren't ambivalent about it. And I think it's the ambivalence when you're trying to force effects and music into the same scene, and it all just sort of becomes some big train wreck.
Why don't you take us back to your studio?
So why don't we look at one of my favorite sequences in that movie, which is the scene when Keanu Reeves has really discovered the truth from his mother, that in fact she met years before Al Pacino and had intimate relationships with him, and probably Al is in fact his father. He then walks out from that confrontation onto a deserted street, 57th Street in New York, which is a spectacular, haunting shot. And basically the stage is set for the final confrontation. That's really what the music is about here. It's about confrontation. It's about portraying the power of this Pacino, of the devil, that he was able to, that he walked out and the biggest, greatest metropolis in the world is completely deserted. That this is the stage that this battle is going to occur on. And it came out like this. Is that loud enough? It gets much louder. So anyway, this is Keanu walking out. He's actually talking to the woman who is his secretary. And she's saying, don't worry, don't fear him, it's all gonna be okay. And he turns away from her right about now. And that's when the boy comes in. And he's saying something in Latin, which I have now forgotten. You can basically say anything, and it just sounds, as long as it sort of feels like somebody's saying something, it's much better than just going ooh and ah. Choir answering. And he starts to understand the enormity of what Pacino has done. He looks down and he sees the street is empty. Not only is this street empty, but it would appear the whole city is empty. This is a huge deal here. Can you hear me if I keep talking? I don't think. Now, right here, he walks into Al's room, looks at the mural, looks around, doesn't hear Al yet. And somewhere towards the end of this spot, right about here, you hear Al's voice, welcome, or whatever it is he said. I don't remember now. And basically, that's it, and the cue goes out.
Incredible.
But that covers a fair amount of ground. The three big parts of that cue for me are the eeriness of the absolute surreal and terrifying realization of what has happened. It opens. He's alone. All pretenses are gone now. Cards are on the table. This is serious, serious business. That's what this music's about. Part two, the enormity of this man's power. The big spot here. And then the end, the entrance into basically the heart of darkness into Al's apartment, which is the sort of big. Now keep in mind that virtually every sound that I just played you was replaced, with the exception of the synth sounds, that big swooshing sound. That stuff I record here ahead of time, either onto Pro Tools, which is a hard disk recording system, or onto Analog 24. I still like Analog 24. And then we bring it over to the recordings, to the sound stage with a big orchestra, and we basically sweeten my synth tracks, my synthesizer tracks, with a 90-piece orchestra and a choir.
When we return, Taylor and James discuss the movie-going experience, and Jamie O'Neill joins Rob Mathis for a magical duet.
From beautiful downtown Burbank.
Before SNL.
One ringy dingy.
Before Monty Python. There was...
Sock it to me, sock it to me. Sock it to me!
Sock it to me, honey.
Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In. And all May, Trio's Sockin' It To You with the groundbreaking comedy show.
Very interesting.
You can say that again.
It's a month of sex, smoking, and politics.
Sock it to me?
Laugh-In. All May, every weeknight on Trio. Pop Culture TV.
All this week, we'll make someone's dream come true. Live for Today on NBC.
1, 2, 3.
It's like a game show where you have to dress up.
Now, this war thing, is there any way we can punch it up?
It's the stuff we look at, listen to, and can't wait to talk about. And it's all on Trio. Pop Culture TV.
From beautiful downtown Burbank.
Before SNL.
One ringy-dingy.
Before Monty Python. There was...
Sock it to me, sock it to me.
Sock it to me! Sock it to me, honey!
Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In. And all May, Trio's Sockin' It To You with the groundbreaking comedy show.
Very interesting.
You can say that again.
It's a month of sex, smoking, and politics.
Sock it to me?
Laugh-In. All May, every weeknight on Trio. Pop Culture TV.
That's amazing.
It's lovely. Yeah.
It's kind of a little gospel-y type thing, I guess.
That's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Thanks.
Since we've been to your studio and I kind of know what that magic is, it seems to me like we're all in phase 2 of scoring now. It's no longer play me the main title, play me the theme, the love theme. I mean, are you moving into another direction, do you think?
I mean, I am. I mean, for me, I feel like if I had to, I think it's about tone. It's about emotional point of view for me. I mean, that's what's interesting about movies, is that the tone of a movie can be extremely complex and elusive. It's not always what it appears to be. And I think what's interesting for me as a composer is to work with subtler currents in the picture and to sort of underscore and highlight things in the movie that might not be obvious, but once they are touched by the right piece of music, they come resonating full force and they have a wonderful impact afterwards.
I mean, young people now are, not just young people, but they particularly have driven the motion pictures to a large screen, to an incredibly good surround sound. And
I disagree with you.
You don't?
I think George Lucas, I think filmmakers have driven the sound and increased the quality.
Well, you didn't have the quality, though,
But the
before.
lucky thing is that the audience responded. I mean, you know, trying to convince a studio or a exhibitor that they need this. And, you know, frankly, George Lucas is owed a huge, you know, vote of thanks from all of us who, you know, because he had Star Wars, because he had the clout, because everybody said, oh, gee, and he forced Thex into the theaters, forced Dolby to change, forced everybody to change. You know, those are instances where filmmakers, I have to, you know, pay homage to, because it helps all of us. The quality of sound. If you go back to that original Dolby, you know, everybody says, "Oh, Dolby," it was terrible.
Dolby
sound.
Matrix, yeah.
4-track mag, or the mag was so much better.
Well, mag was a great sounding medium.
Yeah,
I mean, it
fantastic.
just had a real great warmth and a real good punch to it.
Well, I love going to the movies. I love my DVD. I sound like a fan, but I am a fan, and I think we all are. And I think that one small piece of information is that somebody 30 years ago couldn't write below certain frequencies and above certain frequencies, and they used to crash together. And your music supplants a lot of that. And I think both you guys make what I call a soundscape. And it's a canvas that both the sound effects and the music really work. It's gorgeous.
Well, I mean, there's an expectation. I mean, there's a I think part of shooting a movie and part of composing a score for a movie is it's got to look right, combined with whatever creative breath you bring to it, that it makes it completely different than it has been before. But there's still, it can look bad. It can be badly lit. It can be badly shot. It can be badly directed. It can be badly scored. It can be badly conceived of in terms of sonic design. So when you say, yes, the sound, the frequency range of the score has grown enormously, part of that has to do with it's been a mutual sort of evolution, you know, the growth and the reproduction ability of the sound in the theaters, combined with people's awareness, combined with the technology in a recording studio. You can produce sounds much easier now than in the old days when you had to sit there and pull out telephone cords out of a big modular synthesizer for days to get one note. I mean, so huge arrays of sounds and samples and opportunities and options are available to you now that weren't before.
So we were talking about White Nights before, and there's a great song from that called Separate Lives. And tonight, Jamie O'Neill and Rob Mathis. Would you perform it for us?
You called me from the room in your hotel, all full of romance for someone that you met, and telling me how sorry you were leaving so soon, and that you miss me sometimes when you're alone in your room. Do I feel lonely too? You have no right to ask me how I feel. You have no right to speak to me so kind. I can't go on just holding on to ties. Now that we're living separate lives. Well, I have learned to let you go, and if you lost your love for me, well, you never let it show. There was no way to compromise. So now we're living separate lives. Ooh, so typical. Love leads to isolation. So you build that wall. Yeah, you build that wall. And you make it stronger. You have no right to ask me how I feel. You have no right to speak to me so kind. Someday I might find myself looking in your eyes. But for now, we'll go on living separate lives. Yes, for now, we'll go on living separate lives.
Beautiful. You live so many different lives in your particular career. You come from the one side and you get your classical education, then you become, quote, a songwriter. Then you move into the grand world of understanding a movie. I think it's incredible how you've made the transition, and you're so well respected. And God, I love some of the stuff, and I love the things that out at your studio. You, Taylor, an old friend, really kind to me, and what a night. Thank you.
Thank you.
Are you a film fan or film fanatic? I'm Amy Sedaris, and I'm a film fanatic. That's why Trios asked me to host their Film Fanatic double features. Real film fanatics love all types of films. Blockbusters, cult classics, and indie films. Many, many, many movies. Watch Trio, the only network with all the films you love.
Trio Film Fanatic double feature. Coming up next.
Only on Trio, Pop Culture TV. Did you get it?
Are you a film fanatic? Welcome to the one place where you can see all the films you love. Trio Film Fanatic, hosted by Amy Sedaris.
I'm Amy Sedaris, and I love movies. Do you love movies? If you answered yes, then you're at the right place, because this is Trio's Film Fanatic, where we show you the films that film fanatics love. If you answered no, then shut off your television and just walk away. You're just ruining it for everybody else. You're so selfish. Just forget about it. Roll with it.